Oops. Anyways, all right, let's go.
Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
What's going on, freaks? Well, apparently, Stephan Sterns has been charged with murder, and that's the actual word, everybody. It's murder. It's not unaliving. Stephan Sterns has been charged with unaliving today, everybody. Okay. If you hear anybody say that, run for the hills, okay? That means they've caved. So anyways, I guess there's a press conference coming up here pretty soon. So if you guys have anything out there where you actually, see the live press conference gathering up, it's actually in 18 minutes. So I'm not using WFLA, I can tell you that. So if you can find somewhere else, that'd be great. And by the way, I've been on the case that we've been talking about lately, the Jonathan David Clark. Got a whole bunch of new stuff for that one. It's getting pretty crazy. Getting pretty crazy. All right. So it'd be under the Osceola County Sheriff, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see what the... hold on, let me type this in. The information about it. Like what led to them. I want to know the details behind it. There's got to be a probable cause document of some sort, don't you think? Yeah, hit that like button, you guys. Stephan Sterns charged for murder of Madeline Soto. Stephan Sterns. Wait. Oh, shit, right there. Oh, that's all they got. The grand jury of the county of Osceola duly called, impaneled, and sworn to inquire and true presentation make in or for body of the county of Osceola upon their oaths to present that Stephan Michael Sterns on or between the 25th day of February. Like I said, it could have been late at night. Remember that? He was on, he was using Telegram at like 11:46 or something like that. You know, some time frame late in the evening. From a premeditated design to effect the death of Madeline Soto. So he planned this. It wasn't some You know, I was thinking maybe he drugged her and she died. We don't really know, right? It was taking him a long time. So obviously they have it now where they know that he intentionally killed her. So there you go. So I need you guys' help. If you're out there, send me the link to where it might be playing. Because I'm just coming on to... I just found out about it like 30 minutes ago and was in the middle of something else. Hey, thanks, Red Sauce. I appreciate it. Oh, that's a large amount to me. I mean, you guys are... It's amazing. The support you guys give me on this channel allows us to do all kinds of great things. Might be going to... Right, I didn't want theirs, though. Pretty Eyes. I actually specifically said I'm not waiting for theirs. Yeah, I mean, well, that was a theory that I had that maybe she was pregnant and that's why he killed her. We don't know, though. It could have just been for any number of reasons. Maybe she was starting to say stuff like, I'm going to tell somebody, or, you know, who knows, right? Because you got to wonder, why did he need to kill her now when he'd been doing the same thing for years? Okay, do you have anybody on Facebook, Emil, that's doing it? Yeah, see right there it says, well, I guess it does say Fox 35. Let's see if they're on Facebook. Stephan Sterns charged with first-degree murder. Okay. Why do you have a question mark on that, Dreamcatcher? Upcoming doctor's appointment? What? What does that mean? God, you guys, can we start the day off with just some sort of rationality? Just a little bit. I'd love it. Mickey, I just said I'm not going over there. Like 4 times already. I'm not going to play their YouTube channel on mine. I know, I'm not, I don't, I don't know what the deal is there. I don't really like anything about how they do it. So, are we waiting for the Kissimmee Prince? Yeah, that one. That's what we're waiting for. They usually stream it live on their page, don't they? I never saw a... Oh, it's a girl thing? I don't know what that means. You remember Girl Code? Let's see. I'll check my email. Here's my email if you guys see a link out there. Yeah, that doesn't work either on Fox.
Individual adventure enthusiasts. Capitol Reef National.
Alright, we'll see. See if something loads up on there. Really what? Really? Yeah, it's in the news. Okay, but where, Cheryl? Where are you looking at that? Because I'm on their site. This is what I see on their site. Right here, look. You see that? They're not waiting for anything. It's just, you know. Where are you looking at that, Cheryl? I'm looking at Fox waiting. Where? No, it's not their YouTube. You would think that they would be out there. Well, there's no, when you say waiting, it's not really waiting. I mean, it's kind of, I mean, it's not like you see the scene. It's just a thumbnail. Like they're going to go live at some point. They were already supposed to go live a minute ago, but they're not. Yeah, we've been covering Stephan Sterns since the beginning. I interviewed a bunch of his friends back at the beginning. A lot of people watched the first interview, but then the next one didn't seem to get a lot of views, all the other interviews, which is strange. You'd think everybody would want to hear. And then I put them all together in one, and that one got even less views than the other ones. So you kind of wonder, like, what's going on? I think I'm going to ban that word. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, we'll either way we'll get to it, but you'd think the Kissimmee Police Department might have it on theirs, right? Yeah. See, they've done other press conferences here. Exactly. So progress of investigation for Madeline, that was 4 weeks ago. That was live. I remember that. Okay, so apparently it might be around 120 now, something like that. But we'll definitely make sure to get it. All right. Let me just make sure I have everything in order here. All right, got that. So you guys remember back in February, February 25th, Madeline Soto went to her birthday party, but her birthday was on the 22nd, but the party was on the 25th. I think that was a Sunday, if I remember correctly. And so she was at the birthday party, and that birthday party was right here at this house next to this lake. The school that she went to right here is Hunter Creek Elementary, and they actually lived, I think, yeah, this is the correct one, in this apartment complex right here. I think even in this unit. And if you remember, she, apparently the next day, Stephan Sterns claims he told Jennifer, his girlfriend, who's the mother of Madeline, that he, picked her up, and she says that he picked her up and then took her to school and dropped her off near the church, but then, they drove away, but then she never showed up to school that day, so that was the story they told everybody. Okay, but that isn't what happened at all. In fact, they have him at 7:35. Stephan Sterns is throwing a laptop and backpack perhaps into this dumpster right here. I'm just doing this by memory. Into this dumpster. And then I think it was what time was it? 8:19. He's coming back into the complex, and her body is visible on camera. And these are just the facts that we know. So obviously, I think she's already dead by 7:35. You guys remember that this guy showed me some information and I verified the time, but it's 11:40 something in the evening on the 25th. So after the party, late at night, Stephan Sterns is using the app Telegram, which is known for, or is becoming more frequently known for, use by predators. Okay, so that's interesting. We read a whole...
AG1 has been shown to improve indicators of gut health. Upgrade your health routine today.
I don't even know where that's playing. Oh, there it is. That's it. There's a rumor going around about me and the crew about something. Yeah, I could have done that. All right, you guys. Well, don't forget to help support the channel. You know, we're doing this live stream out of order from a normal show. And if you're out there and you want to join the channel, that'd be great. But if you support the channel, it also helps me, allow me to keep doing these shows. And I donate a tremendous amount of the money. We've already given away $195,000 in the last 4 years. So hopefully you find that useful. All right. And yes, I can see them gathering and getting ready over here. All right.
Yeah, I actually do have a Wi-Fi, but it's not, I can't plug it up, so you can,
Where is the Kissimmee Police Department?
it's there. You should be able to see it.
Hey, thanks, Joan Kuhn. Very cool. Hey, third on a live stream. Well, thank you for the honor.
Mic check 1, mic check.
That's a good mic check. Go for mic 1. Oh, man. I wish it was on there. I'd love to have one of the police department feed of it. Yeah, so back to this part here. So he showed back up with her body visible after throwing away items in a dumpster before, so likely she was dead before he even put those items in there. And then like 5 hours later, her body is found, God, where is that? Yeah, right there. Right here inside this tree line. We were the first people on YouTube and social media to point out exactly where that location was. They almost seemed like they were trying to trick people and had them in other places, and you know, I was just based on a helicopter shot.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay,
Just want to let you know we are a couple minutes
they're late.
away from starting. When we do start, we will have 2 speakers, State Attorney
Okay,
Andrew
well, send it to
Bain,
me, Amber.
followed by Kissimmee Police Chief Betty Holland.
Oh, see if it
we
pops
will
up. Okay.
open it up for questions at the end of the press conference. I do ask you to keep a couple things in mind. When you start, please announce your name, the station you're with, tell us who the question is directed to, and then you can ask your question. Also, we will not be doing one-on-one media interviews at the end of the press conference.
Hello everyone, just wanted to let you know if you have any inquiries for the Kissimmee Police Department, you can send them to kpdpio@kissimmee.gov. Thank you.
Great. We'll see you in just a couple minutes.
Good? All right.
Yeah, there we go. Right. Wait. Oh, no, that was that. Hey, you'd think Kissimmee Police Department would have it. Wait, there it is. I see it. So I think this is it right here. I have the other one as a backup over here. So this is the one right off of their police department page. Alright. It says live. Volume's all the way up. Hey, thanks, Kathy. So I have the other one available just in case. Let me fix all this though. Hold on. Make it full screen. Yeah, probably like that. That should be good. Alright, so I'm watching on both monitors. I think this one will go live here shortly. It does say it's live currently, just waiting for somebody. Yeah, she was found yeah, like 12 days later, and it was right there, and then you know, he was pretty much charged with the abuse, or you know, the assault charges on children and having the child pornography early on, and it's been a long time. I mean, it's been, you know, a couple months, but they weren't in a hurry, you guys, because he had no bail on the charges he already had. So they could just take their time until they got a perfect case together. Grand jury saw it, boom, and now it's probably, you know, he might even do a plea deal on this one, because he's going to get the death penalty. So you might say something like, I mean, I don't know. If they've got him just absolutely dead to rights, why would they need to do a plea deal? I mean, it saves a lot of money and everything like that, but I bet you, I guess it would come down to the parents, like if they wanted to make a deal, something like that. I don't see it. What do you guys think? Waiting for the video signal. Broadcast is waiting for a video signal. And if it's low, what I'm going to have to do is boost up the audio for you guys, and I'll be loud as hell. So remember to, at the very end, to go, look at, your audio's too loud. But I think we've done some of the best coverage there's been on this case. You know, my channel doesn't have the popularity like, ooh, 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 look at that, ooh, 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 where you just keep going over crazy stuff over and over and over again. But when we were covering it, we just had it all nailed down. So that should actually mean something to people. Well, we got 475 watching. No, leave it up. I can't hear you anymore. Not sure what that means. Now here we got one of our online trolls showing up here. They always show up no matter what case I'm doing, every time. Let's see. I think he's going off himself before even making it to trial. You think so? Well, thanks, PG. I think there some people out there think that for sure. Yeah, so that was the location where she was found. And, you know, it's just sort of, I want to know where she was for those 4 hours after her body was seen being driven back into the complex. And then it takes about an hour to drive out here. Did he just have her sitting in the car? Or did he leave again and we just don't know about all that stuff? Who knows? But yeah, it hasn't started yet. So, well, you know, when people say it'll be another minute, it's usually 20. All right. I hear audio. I hear audio. Coming out of the left side.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. Today, the Kissimmee Police Chief and myself are here to provide an update on the death investigation on 13-year-old Madeline Soto, who was reported missing back on February 26th of this year and discovered dead 4 days later. I know the community and the media have been anxious for us to give an update on this case. And this is an opportunity for us to do that. For the last 7 weeks, 7.5 weeks actually, the Kissimmee Police Department and my office have been working closely to go over every piece of evidence that we could gather in this case. It was a voluminous and a lot of evidence to get through during that time, but we were successful in getting through it and making sure that we were able to provide the best case we could. Today we're announcing that Stephan Sterns has been indicted by the grand jury on first-degree murder for the killing of Madeline Soto. We presented the case to the grand jury. They returned an indictment earlier today. There has been some questions as related to the length of investigation. I just want to let you know again that my office and the Kissimmee Police Department have been working vigilantly in making sure that we had every opportunity to get every piece of evidence that we could. I want to thank the Kissimmee Police Department and their tireless efforts. They've done an amazing job in the heavy lift that we've asked them to do, as well as the prosecutors that have been assigned to this case and making sure that we got every piece of evidence reviewed and gathered in this case. While death investigations usually take around 5 to 6 weeks or longer, we were able to get this one done relatively quickly and get the case to the front of the grand jury, like I said earlier today, to return the indictment against Mr. Stephan Sterns. The death penalty in this case, we have not decided to what decision we're going to make in that case. We're going to continue those discussions going forward, and we'll let you know again when we make that decision as to whether we're going to seek the death penalty in this case. I want to thank the grand jury for their hard work and their efforts in making sure that we're making this first step in seeking justice for Madeline Soto, for her family, and so the community can have closure in this case. Excuse me. The defendant will appear at initial appearances, I believe probably the next day or two. Then the case will proceed down its normal path, and we'll try to keep you abreast of how the case is moving, as well as you probably ask us questions to make sure that we are providing that proper information to keep you abreast of how the case is going down the normal path of the criminal justice system. I'd like now to introduce Chief of Police Betty Holland, and for her to provide comment.
Thank you, State Attorney Mr. Bain. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank the investigators and the other agencies that assisted us in uncovering the evidence to move forward with this case. We know this case has gained significant public attention because Madeline had just celebrated her 13th birthday and was just a child. The evidence shows an individual that was entrusted to keep Madeline safe made calculated moves to dispose Madeline's belongings and place her body in a wooded area before she was ever reported missing. For the 4 days following her disappearance, the entire community was actively looking to find Madeline safe and alive. Tragically, on March 1st, Madeline's remains were found. Our detectives have worked tirelessly to piece together the events leading up to Madeline's disappearance and death. With the collaboration of the State's Attorney's Office, we prepared the case for the grand jury that was heard today. The grand jury determined that our department secured enough evidence to obtain a first-degree murder indictment. We appreciate each grand jury member for their careful consideration. We want to thank the diligent work of the State's Attorney's Office, the Medical Examiner's Office, and our other law enforcement partners who assisted with this investigation. Your expertise and dedication were instrumental in uncovering the truth. The indictment signifies a crucial step forward in our quest for justice and a testament to our commitment to honoring Madeline's memory. We will now take questions. Brett, I'm going to defer to the State's Attorney.
Good afternoon. Although an indictment has been returned this afternoon, it is still an open and ongoing criminal investigation. So much of this information cannot be disclosed until Mr. Sterns' attorney, if he does so, elects to participate in discovery, and then all of you in the media know how to go about seeking information through public records.
Not that we've uncovered.
Again, all questions about the facts of the case are not subject to disclosure because
where's
of public
Grady
records
Judd
laws
when
at
you
this
need him?
time. Once his attorney participates in discovery, then you can make public records requests through your normal channels as you do in other cases. At this time, the only person being charged is Stephan Sterns. And again, this is not over. There is an ongoing investigation to uncover more evidence, and therefore we can't comment. There's going to be the same response on any question about the facts of the case.
Soto.
Through the facts of the case.
So with any death case that is reviewed by my office, when it's determined to be a homicide, we have to look at the statutory aggravating factors that are laid out in our Florida law. Once we've determined that we have sufficient evidence to prove those factors to the proper evidentiary standard, then we had to have to talk about whether this is a death penalty case. And that's a discussion that we're still going to be having for the next couple of weeks to make sure that we're making a legal decision that's appropriate in this case.
Leading up to this, have there been any discussions with Mr. Sterns, considering there's so many other factors there with people you guys are looking into? Have he decided to participate in your investigation?
I'll leave that for Mr. Will.
Cannot comment on whether Mr. Sterns has been doing anything. He has counsel. And as far as plea offers, no, there are no plea offers made on the open case. You can address that question with the indictment that should be on the clerk's website if it's not already.
I'm going to have to defer to the State's Attorney.
Again, any question about the facts of the case, it's going to be the same answer. Once his attorney participates in discovery, the public records laws change, and you all will be able to get a lot of that information. As far as the 60 counts that are already filed against Mr. Sterns, that is solely involving Mr. Sterns as a defendant. Not to those 60 charges.
Oh, sorry. It's the family working with the investigation. It's the family working with the investigation.
It's an ongoing investigation. Can't comment on who's working with us.
Okay. This will be the last question. I'll let you get that in. What was it?
It's facts of the case. Can't comment on it.
So thank you all so much for coming out today. If you need this
What a
gentleman's name, it is
joke.
Will J,
Jesus, every time.
W-I-L-L-J-A-Y.
No, I'm
he
not.
is our homicide unit chief for the State Attorney's Office for the 9th Judicial Circuit. Thank you all so much for coming out today.
Well, there you go. Wow, that was amazing. But at least they charged him, okay? Now the thing is, we don't have any idea if Jennifer Soto has something to do with this. Everybody wants her to be, like a comment up there said, she has to have known. Well, you don't have any idea if she knew anything. Yeah, you don't have any idea if she knew a damn thing, right? The thing is, she appears to be somebody who isn't like Einstein, and she has this child, and she's just really, she has a lot of mental, the mother has some mental issues too, and maybe Stephan Sterns sought out somebody like her that had a child that he could groom, and he set it up with the child where, she wouldn't say anything, right? I mean, that's the reality of it. And then when this all came about, yes, she was willing to, this is my theory on this, that he was willing to, or she was willing to go with the story that he told her, because obviously she wasn't with Madeline or Stephan in the morning when they were dropping off, going to school, right? She obviously wasn't there because he drove. So the story that she tells is what he told her happened, and she trusted him and told that story. First it was, we dropped her off at school, and then he says, well, my boyfriend dropped him off there, or her off there, and so that's what she went with. The only time that we had a divergence where she said something knowingly that was false was when she said that she was at 8 in the morning, she saw Madeline getting ready for school, and we know that isn't true. So did she say that because, again, Stephan Sterns, you could see him doing something like this, saying, listen, you were still sleeping, you told me to give her a ride, and so I gave her a ride to school, and you weren't, you were still sleeping. Can you just say that you saw her? Because now they don't even know that she was home, And then she was like, yeah, I saw her at 8. So he throws that in there. These guys, these predators like this, are some of the most cunning, manipulative people that there ever are out there. We've covered many cases like this, and you've seen these shows even on television on various 48 Hours or whatever the hell the shows are. You see them, and these guys control them. Now I know people want it to be her, but we don't know yet. It might very well be that she had some connection, but I just don't see it like the way you guys do. It's the same way in the Sebastian Rogers case. I don't see the Proudfoots as being these psycho killers just pretending, I just don't see it that way. And, it doesn't mean it couldn't be right in some, they might not be connected in some way later. We just don't know. But for currently, Jennifer Soto was really just repeating the story that Stephan Sterns told her. And then the only thing, like I said before, that deviated was the 8 in the morning. She claims she saw Madeline, but she obviously didn't see her. So if there's a nefarious reason why she said that, it isn't a truth, but it could have just been that he guilted her into saying it because she should have been the one that drove her, something like that. Like, you should have drove her to school. I was just doing a favor. But we also don't even know at this point if he was ever asked to pick her up to go to school. That might have been something made up too, because it could have been, listen, you were still sleeping in the morning, and I took her to school early, and and then this whole story developed out of it. And she trusted him. He'd been there with them for years. 7, 8, 9 years he's been with her. And, 2 years ago is when he started assaulting Madeline. And then you ask yourself, what changed right now, right after her 13th birthday? Was there something to do with the 13th birthday when she became a teen? Or does it have something to do with, a theory would be that maybe she got pregnant by him, and there was no out at that point. If she was pregnant, he has no out, because somebody would say, well, how did you get pregnant? And then it would lead back to him, and it would just be an absolute he would be arrested for that. All right, so that would be a theory you could have. It doesn't mean that's reality, like people like to say, oh, did you hear Gray? He said she was pregnant. No, I never said that. I said it's possible that might be a reason you might do something. Hey, thanks, Tawny Lee. The other reasons might be that she's threatening him, like, I'm going to tell somebody, I'm going to tell people if you know, and then he's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And so he decided to kill her. I mean, what do you guys think? It's pretty crazy, isn't it? I mean, it's wild that he was with her all those years, and even doing what he was still doing the last 2 years, with the assaults and everything. And then there's something changed, and I guess that's what we're waiting for, is the why. Well, like, what changed right then that made him feel like he needed to kill her? She said no. Yeah, I mean, something like that. Right. First name, something like that. Definitely. Ah, geez, Cindy. Yeah, come on. Yeah, we got a bunch of crazy people out there that think that at the church it was actually Jen Soto walking around wearing Madeline's clothing and on surveillance. I mean, I guess you could say that's technically possible, but man, really? Any concerns she had? Yeah, right, exactly. That's what I think. She wasn't cooperating and he was afraid she would tell. Maybe. Yeah. Like, once she denied him, she thought, oh, wow. You know? He was like, oh, my God, something might happen. Man, thanks up there, Tawny Lee. On Rewind, thanks for boosting the questions. Boosting the questions. What questions? I think things got out of hand on bad internet site. Yeah, I mean, what we learned about what was going on Telegram and even Discord is that what they do is they hook somebody in, and then once they're hooked in, they use the information against them to get them to continually do something. Right? So, like, let's say they got a picture of a girl who sent in a nude shot. Then they say, hey, we know who you are. We're going to share this picture with everybody else if you don't do this. And then it keeps escalating, escalating. And they've even had people kill themselves as the last escalation, but all on film for these psychos, right? So I don't know what Stephan Sterns' role was on there, but what if it was something like this, which doesn't change anything? But what if Stephan Sterns was on Telegram and he was sharing these images of Madeline and himself, and then somebody figured out who he was, right? So he's already doing the assaulting and everything like that. They figured out who he was and made him escalate by doing the threats. I mean, I never thought of that till recently, but I thought it's sort of interesting. You could actually escalate one of the absolute perpetrators, like they're one of the bad guys who then gets known. See, anonymity is very important to these guys. So once the name is out there, oh man, yeah, like blackmail. That'd be crazy, right? And then it escalates where he's filming him killing her, and that's why he's on Telegram at 11:46. I mean, wouldn't that be just absolutely nuts? And then that would absolutely point to first-degree murder because he just did it. You know, to protect his own self, he killed. That'd be kind of a crazy theory if that actually turned out to be true, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. Well, if you guys have any questions, throw them in that super chat. You know how that works on here. You know, you look at other channels, that's all they do is the questions. But I comment to everybody. Doesn't matter what your Jen Soto was literally overselling the Maddie, was seen on camera and underselling, looking for her daughter. I don't know. I think that's when you're overanalyzing something. Well, he knew the laws changed, so he didn't mind doing it. Finally, he was charged. Yep. There we go. Oh, so too, she's guilty. It will come out. Yeah, and if she does have something to do with it, I'll just go, yep, she has something to do with it. But there isn't enough right now for me to go, oh yeah, Jen Soto is definitely involved. And none of you have seen anything either that points to her definitely being involved. Okay, nothing. You might pretend that she said something, but she hasn't said anything to this point that points to her being involved in the murder of Madeline Soto. Okay, nothing. Just her saying 8 in the morning doesn't mean anything like that. It is a lie, but again, when you have a controlling person like Stephan Sterns, he could have had her do a lot of different things and sell it like it was accurate information, but for her neglect as a parent. Like, she should have been the one that got up and took her daughter to school, but I did it. Now look at me, I'm in trouble because, you know that kind of crap. Right. Yeah, it's just speculation's cool, It's fine. I mean, that's all we do. I try to speculate on the facts of a case. So you bring in the facts, you put them all together, and then you speculate based on that. And I haven't seen anything yet that made me go, man, look at that Jen Soto, she's part of it. It might turn out to be that later, and we'll get to hear those. And then if it turns out she is all the people who said they knew it, they just knew it, you didn't. You got lucky that there was a fact later because there's nothing now. All right? You know how it goes. Everybody thinks they're... if she has any involvement, Florida won't need to give her a plea deal to convict Stephan. Right. I mean, don't you think she'd be charged with something at this point? I mean, it's been 2 months. I think what they were referring to in that press conference was more the investigation's ongoing, meaning, what was he part of? There's all these rings in the area. You remember that other, the Smurf house over here? Remember how they, in this house right here, there was 2 guys. One of them killed themselves right around the time. Right inside this house, they were both online predators. It would be sort of interesting if there was some sort of a connection to that. In terms of that's why this guy took his life, because he knew that it would lead back to some horrifying things on videos. Hey, thanks so much. Freebird forever. I don't believe she knew anything. She may have been... I mean, you guys have seen people like this, right? She may have seen a few things, but it was sort of played off as these guys are absolutely manipulative. Look at Jennifer and just how she is, and think how easy it would be for somebody like Stephan Sterns, who, obviously, it seems like he's pretty intelligent in terms of the real world stuff, if you read some of the Reddit comments. But man, what an idiot criminally. Hey Plato, I have the emails for the 2 winners of the scholarship that we gave out. Do you guys want to send an email, each of you, to the one that you picked and let them know? I gave them to Zozo. She can give you the other one. All right. So you guys just send an email to them and say, hey, you've won. Do you mind writing us something? And then we can read that. All right. Or have them check in. We'll set up a date where we're actually going to read their... Well, I might just do the video of reading their submissions. Because if you're not... By the way, if you're not aware, on this channel we have a scholarship fund that we give out. So we gave 2 $3,000 scholarships to 2 students in the criminology or criminal justice and forensics. Isn't that sweet? And guess what, you guys? It only happens because you guys support this channel. It's amazing. The mom is dense, in my opinion, and abused by, yeah, I don't know. It's just, she's not like a genius, apparently. It doesn't seem like. I don't know if she's like stupid, like you're putting like dense, you know. I just think she's probably really susceptible to being manipulated. Yeah. Man, not one comment about the scholarship, you guys. Man, you guys don't act like that's not even a cool thing. Yeah, anyways, she's naive. Are you there, Plato? Do you want the email? Right. Well, finally, somebody typed it in. Freebird Forever had to respond. I mean, after I said, hey, nobody responded. You guys should actually give a shit about stuff like that. You know, we make a difference. We're not just some schmuck ass. Hey, everybody, I'm going live. You know, we do stuff. Okay. Yeah, Jen has a lot of mental health issues. Just getting through the day takes it out of her. Yeah, that one video, you can see she was shaking around. Yeah, I was just saying, I put money aside during the months, and we give away 2,000-3,000 scholarships. We came up with it after our buddy, you know, we had a moderator named Jennifer in here, and she was just, wait, hold on. I was just reading some comments. Oh yeah, congratulations. Okay. Yeah, Andrew and Leona. Right. So make sure to, if you want me to send you that email, though, I'll send you the email. Yeah, so Jen H was what she went by, but she was so great. She was like one of the nicest people you could ever meet, and she got cancer, and she'd still show up all the shows and was so nice, even struggling. And she sent me pictures even when she was losing her hair and everything, and then we started talking on the phone sometimes, and she was just so optimistic, fighting. You know, we're trying this, we're going to try this one. And then when I went to Indiana last year regarding the Delphi case, when I drove over there, I called her again, and my wife was in the car, and we're talking for like 30 minutes, and she was just like, yeah, I can't quit throwing up, but if I can just quit throwing up, I think I can get through this. I can get through it. I can do it. And she goes, yeah, they got me at home now, and like hospice, but I think I can. And I was just like, oh God, she's telling me this stuff, and I'm just like so sad. And then when I came home, she already passed away. And then her mother called me, because I guess it was on there. And anyways, we decided to come up with a scholarship fund in honor of the fallen freaks. You know, any of the freaks that have been around on here that have passed away. You can just know that something good is going to be happening out there. You know, a scholarship in the name of all the freaks that we were going to do the Jen H Memorial Scholarship Fund, but there's been other freaks that passed away, and you have to have permission. I haven't been able to get a hold of the mother again after that when they called. So, yeah, there's Sassmare and a Steve. A guy named Steve. I can't remember the last. Brashears. Stephen Brashears. He was a moderator. Hey, thanks, Red Sauce. It's Norwegian kroner. So it's about 22. I know. Well, I can see that it's orange, so it's still nice. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. It's red. He goes, it's Norwegian kroner. So it's about 22 before you get too excited. Yeah, I was thinking, man, 249. Jeez. Yeah. Anyways, isn't that cool, you guys? So that's one of the things that we do on here. We also have a huge DNA fund. I just talked to Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick yesterday. So, you know, still working through stuff. What's that? What is that? What are you typing in there, this account? I don't know what that means. Oh, another person? Yeah. YouTube is eating my chats. All right. So anyways, I hope everybody that's watching right now, you can be a little bit more, like, less Jen did it crowd. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. And we've seen cases out there like Heidi Broussard. You know, you guys remember that one, right? Heidi Broussard case where this woman, or she had a baby with this other guy named Shane, and she disappeared and the baby. And everybody, and he was like, oh my God, and he did an interview, and everybody, he was sweating, he was darting his eyes around, everybody was going, look at that, look at that. But I watched the whole interview, the uncut version, and he was like, man, I hate lights. Man, this stuff makes me, I'm really uncomfortable in here. And they made him about as uncomfortable as you could possibly imagine, and I realized at that point that what the people in the public are seeing was manufactured by the reporters, and it had nothing to do with Shane at all. And none of us, you know, of course you theorize if he did, this might be some scenario, but he had nothing to do with it. But there was another channel out there that was absolutely trashing Shane every single day into oblivion, as if he was the actual killer. And it turns out that it was Heidi Broussard's best friend came over, abducted her, and took the baby and killed Heidi Broussard. Had nothing to do with Shane. So let's, you know, before you get too accusatory in cases where there's almost nothing, just like in the Sebastian Rogers case, there's absolutely nothing pointing to the parents other than saying that the last person to see her was Katie, right? That's it. I mean, because he went to sleep, she went to sleep, and he was in bed, and then he disappeared in the middle of the night. Yeah, we've already went through it, Just Chillin'. We've already gone through it. I don't need you to... She lied! That doesn't point to anything in a situation like this. We already knew when she was telling the story about dropping her off at school, she wasn't there because it is nothing in this one. I know you think it's not, but in this case it doesn't mean a damn thing. You got a controlling person like Stephan Sterns. He told her the story to say, well... Here's the thing. You're likely going to be wrong, Just Chillin', okay? You're likely going to be wrong. And so that's what I'm saying. I know you seem really amped up. You're one of the Jen did it crowd, you know? Jennifer Soto did it. And you might as well go down there and have a flag that says it on it and walk up and down the streets over and over again. But, wow, nothing points to it. Yeah. So the first part was her just telling the story that Stephan Sterns said, because she knew the story. Oh yeah, he dropped her off at school, you know, and obviously he told it to her in detail because she had to think. She'd look up in the air and think about the different parts. And then the only thing she said was, "I saw her getting ready at 8 in the morning." So that gives proof of life at 8 in the morning, which isn't true. However, that might be exactly why Stephan Sterns told her to say it. Like, could you just say you saw her getting ready at 8? You know, because then I took her to school, but you were still sleeping, and then that puts her at the home, and then he came and got her. But where, you know, we don't know this part. Like, where was he if he came and picked her up? Did Madeline actually stay overnight at Stephan Sterns' place because she was tired? He might have said, you know what, you're sleeping. You know, we're just gonna, or maybe they were even home earlier in the evening, and like somebody said the other day, it made sense. Like at 11 o'clock, he goes, "Hey, I'll take her out to get some ice cream or something. Why don't you go to sleep?" And then maybe he takes her out, and he's over at takes her over to his place, and then says, "You know, we're just over here. Do you mind if she just stays overnight? I'll take her to school in the morning." Then he goes over to the apartment in the morning, gets her laptop and notebook, and he says, "Oh, you know," he goes inside. Maybe he woke her up for a second. I mean, we don't even know. And he goes in there just to grab the backpack and notebook. And he could easily say, "Well, I'm just getting her laptop and notebook. She's in the car. I'll take her to school." But he just throws it in the garbage can because she's somewhere else. But then you go, like, why the hell does he drive her back to that? The only confusing part of all this, really, or one of the main ones, is why in the hell would you take Madeline's body back to the apartment complex in like broad daylight, basically? I mean, 8:19 in the morning, you're just driving back and you can see her in there. Yeah, there's hardly anybody out there, Karen, that gives a nickel from their income. I mean, this channel, I know that's the reason everybody, you know, I try to raise money every single night because it supports my channel, and it also allows me to give away a lot, you know. Let's see. So it says, oh, my lord, didn't sleep well last night because of case in Washington, Oregon. Watching his hearing. Whose hearing? What case? I thought that guy was dead. To watch his hearing. Disappointed. I fell asleep. Oh, and stayed awake to watch his hearing. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Judy. I don't know if he does. I don't, you know, it's not my thing, you know, to say, you know, I can't tell other people. I just think it's funny how I get hell for giving away money on my channel. Like if I don't give every nickel away, then it's bad. It's crazy. It's wild. The guy is dead and child is safe. The Amber Alert and crazy killer ex-cop. Right. Now that case is over. I'm not ever going to talk about that one again. The one up in, that guy was just a sick-ass cop. We were the first to cover it, of course, and then it gets picked up by everybody else, and everybody else. You know, everybody's like, oh, wow, ooh, great find, you know. It's like, yeah. So I'm sitting here in Portland. I got an Amber Alert on my phone because apparently around that time is when he brought her into Oregon. And then they arrested him down by Eugene, which is only 110 miles away, so he must have stopped somewhere. I have a feeling he never brought her home. That's why he had to come to get her laptop. Right, exactly. That's what I think too, Jay Tharp. I think that she was not home, whether or not he said, hey, she'll just stay at my house tonight, okay? Why don't you just get a good night's sleep? And then he goes in the morning, and he does tell her on the phone, I'll pick her up to go to school. And then he's like, oh shit, I gotta go get her laptop and backpack because if it's still sitting there. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, anyways, one of those spam calls. But yeah, you couldn't leave the laptop and backpack there because if he said, oh, I dropped her off at school, then they'd say, well, how come her laptop and backpack at home? Wouldn't she need that? So he knew that, so he had to go get that at 7:35 in the morning. He grabbed it, and then he just threw it in the garbage can because, you know, what's he going to do with it now? So he just threw it in the garbage can. He doesn't give it to her because she's not alive at this point. Then he goes and gets her, and then he brings her back somehow. I don't think she was in the car at 7:35. She could be, but I'm just saying in this theory, she's not in the car at 7:35. He drops the laptop and backpack off. He's there without her. Then he drives away, gets her, and then for some reason takes her back to the apartment. And we don't know what the hell's going on there. Let's see. No, the second time he went back. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm just saying at 8:19 when he came back, he had her body in the car. Thanks, Peter. He come back to get her laptop. Yeah, that's the theory that I threw out the other day too, like a few weeks ago. Right, Wendy, it's pretty wild, isn't it? They always say, Gray, you're giving other people's money away. It's like, no, you guys are supporting my channel, and I donate a large portion of it. Maybe that's something you guys like about my channel. You know, that's just it. It's wild. I don't understand what's bad about that. Wouldn't it be great if, like, you know, some of the other big creators out there that get super chats and all these different, I give away, you know, part of the channel membership, ad revenue, and and super chats. You know, super chats, ad revenue, and channel membership is what I say. It'd be awesome. I mean, we could be giving away millions of dollars a year if they were all doing that, but nope, it's not happening. I think he grabbed the backpack but forgot the laptop or something. No, he took the backpack and laptop and threw it in the garbage. Yeah. Yeah, I think he went back to make sure, because the laptop and backpack is what she would need to have to go to school. And it would look weird if he goes, yeah, I took her to school. And then cops would say, well, how come her backpack and laptop are at home? Oh, I don't know. I didn't have time to get her stuff that she needed. No, it wouldn't make any sense. So he needed to get the backpack and laptop and then threw it away because she's dead and will be put somewhere too and doesn't really want to lug all the other stuff around. Right. Well, thanks, Kylie. Yeah, I mean, I think hopefully it's for all kinds of reasons why people like to support my channel. But you'd also think, like, you know, we do a lot of great stuff out there. I cover cases rationally and reasonably and don't get caught up in all the crazy conspiracy nut job stuff over and over and over stuff and over. But there are some times, you know, for example, you know that case that we were talking about last night, the David Clark, I guess Jonathan David Clark case. You ever want to hear something crazy? The girlfriend of David, their boyfriend, the wife, excuse me, Jesus, the wife of him, guess what? She said that her ex-boyfriend's father was at the scene and put David into a white van, like a medical examiner's van. I mean, don't you find that crazy? Don't you remember that he's a detective? The ex-boyfriend who Jonathan thought maybe might kill him someday, and his father, who's a detective, shows up, and oh man, that's crazy, crazy. Do you think that could be why he had her so long in the car? Why? Maybe also grab a change of clothing, maybe that. Yeah, I mean, but why didn't he just leave her wherever he had her before? When he went back to the apartment, wouldn't it look better if he drove back to the apartment with nobody in there? Because it would be like, oh yeah, he's just coming back from dropping her off. And that would have made sense. But instead, she's in the car. Ah, jeez, this account, boy. Let's see. I know, that's crazy, isn't it, Christy? So anyway, we're going to go over all this stuff later tonight. It's wild. Yeah, it's going to be, I think tonight will be a pretty interesting one on that. So if you're a channel member, you can go listen to the audio file. I'm going to play the audio tonight on the show because apparently she's okay with that now. So, all right, you guys, thank you very much for being here. All right, that's going to do it. We'll see you guys later. All right. That's a crazy case, man. And then, oh, and guess what? After the murder, the boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, started coming around again, and they hooked up for a while. And then she dumped him again later for the same reason she did the first time. But isn't that amazing that right after he's right there to be this hero, taking advantage of her state of mind? Pretty strange. Pretty strange. Yeah. Well, you're going to have to go watch it. Anyways, thanks, everybody. We'll see you guys later. Thank you very much to, hold on, Red Sauce, Reticent Robin, Joan Kuhn. It's been 2 days in a row, this account, so you must have missed both 2 shows. Joan Kuhn and Kathy, Christy, Tawny Lee, Freebird Forever, Plato, Red Sauce, Kami, J Tharp, Peter and Paulette Leonard. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys later. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.
Hey, Greg.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while.
Hey, Greg,
now.
see you later, okay?
And during this
Yep,
whole
see you later,
time,
Mary Lou.
I have not seen one person
Okay, great.
that is a crime dissector. Flag rejector, I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get you on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pop protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his spectre. With all respect, y'all, just remember I have a temple for conjecture. I have no agenda, I have a tender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send you on a mission to the real truth and
Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you later.
God, what in the hell was that, Mary Lou?
Well, I just wanted to sing a little extra, you bastard.
Now Mary Lou's calling me a bastard now. Jesus. All right. We'll see you guys later.